If you are a real estate agent and you are tired of cold calling, door knocking, paying for ads that flat out don't work, or just tired of not knowing how to generate leads, then this is the channel for you. We are four Rockstar agents who have come together to help fellow agents achieve financial freedom as well as location and time freedom. My name is Andy Hollis, along with my partners Aileen Fountain, David Doran, and Tim Hollenden. Together, we have over 50 plus years experience and knowledge in the real estate and sales and training industry, and we are hoping to pass that knowledge on to you. So let's get started.
Man, I appreciate you guys. And like I said, anything for the Freedom Team. That's why I'm here. I love the leadership and everything that you guys have going on here. Anytime you guys call, I answer. And you know, guys, put in the chat, if you guys feel overwhelmed by everything that is happening with AI, you see thousands of AI tools that are coming out, and it just seems like there are updates coming every single time. Just put me in the chat if that sounds like you. Because there's always so much happening with AI. And here is the reality that I want you guys to just really get into. It is never slowing down. Pandora's box is open. It is never slowing down. In fact, it is only speeding up. You know, like as humans, we've been asked, we're going to be asked to adapt faster than any other living organism ever has on this planet. Right? Like if you guys ever watch those nature documentaries, it'll say, and then 3 million years later, it adapted to this. And then 2 million years later, it adapted to this. And we're like, wow, that's amazing. We're all going to have to adapt weekly, monthly, year, so fast to this technology. So what I decided to do is I decided to partner and work with individuals who are staying ahead of the curve, who are mastering their specific niches, who are really bringing AI to the next level, especially with tools for real estate. So, you know, they always say if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. That's why I invited a real smart dude onto this call. Eric Post, he's the founder of Hooey.ai. And we also got Danielle BA on here too. Shout out to Danielle with Hooey as well. Eric, you know, he founded this tool, Hooey.ai, originally made specifically for real estate agents, content creators. And there are so many great things that we can be doing with this tool. And that's what we're going to be diving into today about Hooey.ai. And also with how they've created AI agents that can work literally 24/7 while you sleep, get people in your calendar, all for your business. But Eric, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, and we'll start diving into this great topic.
Good morning. I have to wear glasses so I look smart because I have to match your introduction. So hi, everybody. It's one of those things, AI, by the way, I'm a humanist first. I happen to be in AI because at the core of it, Hooey is an empowerment company. And we believe in people first. And instead of going around the industry to serve home buyers and sellers like most tech companies are, we believe in the best agents and the best loan officers and title people and whatnot to serve at a very high level. We love home ownership. We believe deeply that's an honorable profession that we do. I worked as an agent and a brokerage owner for over 20 years. Both Danielle and I here on the call, we actually work together, multiple states, land development, home building, property management, the whole thing, and really love the idea, the romantic idea of opening those doors for those new, home buyers and whatnot. And that's really what the core of this is about, is how do we help the best agents serve higher, deeper, better, faster than their competitor? And that's really what it's all about. So AI just happens to be the tool that we can use right now to leverage at a high level that helps to really create that gap. And if we're going to talk about some concerns about AI, that is actually the one thing I'm really concerned about, is the gap creator. Because the ones that are understanding how to leverage themselves, how to set up systems, how to go after it, or the pie is shrinking. The pie is shrinking. It's the ones at the top are grabbing more of the pie. And so we're here to help those that want to serve deeper and better and faster do so. We're partnering up with people like Crim to make sure that people have access to not just the tool itself, because tools by themselves are not enough. You have to have the strategy and the tactics and the wisdom, right? That's nuanced wisdom of an industry to know how to deploy it properly. As a matter of fact, I'll even say that the organizations or the individuals that are looking to AI as a tool are probably going to get it wrong. And the ones that look at it as a partner or another voice in the room are probably going to get it right. Okay. And so if you just let that sink in for a second, because we're betting on the bet that AI is going to continue to get smarter and smarter and smarter. In fact, we're seeing that. So Nick, you actually alluded to the fact, like the pace that's happening right now. So, our brains are very linear brains. We can see 30 steps. Like if I were to say, Nick, how far is 30 steps? You can probably see 90 feet, right? You can get that. It's pretty easy to see. But if I say visualize 30 exponential steps, what would you be able to see? And you probably wouldn't know that that's from here to the moon. That's over 200,000 miles is 30 exponential steps. Okay. So 30 steps is about 90 feet. 30 exponential steps is about 200,000 miles, just to get an idea of what exponential thinking is like. And that's what's happening in this space is this exponential growth. So with that said, Nick, does that make sense so far, bud?
Yeah, it does. And I just want to say too, I mean, look, family, as I like Shopify, if you guys are familiar with Shopify, just sent out an email to every single employee in their database. And they said in this email, before we hire another human, you have to prove to us beyond a reasonable doubt that AI cannot do that job. How crazy is that? Huge company. You have to prove to us that AI cannot do that job. So it does two things. One, they're not trying to hire more people because they know AI can do the job. But two, let's say Jeff Morrell comes to me and says, hey, AI can't do this job. I need to hire a human. But then if I look at it and say, well, actually AI can do that job. Now I'm going to start questioning Jeff and be like, hey, Jeff, do you even know how to use this tool? So like, there is no escaping this. Every company, every business in the world is going to make it mandatory that you utilize this technology. And one of the things I want to talk about today that we're going to be talking about with Eric is what an AI agent is and how Hooey has these click and deploy AI agents. So can you explain to us, Eric, the difference between an AI agent and just like a regular chatbot?
Sure. First of all, yeah. So our philosophy of what did we build to help the real estate professional win in today's market? We looked at three things. We looked at the tools that you needed to interact with your customers or to help you lead generate or respond fast because it's speed to lead, right? It's speed to response. So we have to work on that. We also worked on the productivity tools that you need inside your business and how do you create your marketing and do your research and create compelling listing presentations that are hyper personalized and all those things. And then we also looked at to the future. What sort of interface is necessary so you can win? And as a technology upskills, you're not constantly swapping out username and passwords and constantly swapping out tools and subscriptions. Everyone's tired of putting in their credit card and buying a new tool and subscriptions, right? So we looked at those three things. How do we do those three things? Now, to answer your question, Nick, the AI agents was we've all dealt with chatbots, of sorts that is a frustrating decision tree. And you're like, how quickly can I get to a human being? Because it's not smart. It's a dumb chatbot. So how do we harness the power of AI and put it in a really simple, easily deployable sort of package so you can have them on your website, so you can have them in your DMs and your social media responding quickly, so you can have them like linked to a QR code in your open houses so your visitors can scan the QR code and then quickly get access to the HOA documents. And these these agents are not just answering questions. They're able to capture their leads. They're able to answer questions. They're able to book appointments, schedule them on your calendar, send all the information over to your CRM. They're trainable, right? So it's a smart AI agent that's you can kind of place them wherever you want. All right, if that makes sense. Nick, is that good, buddy?
Yeah, man. 24/7 employee that can set people up in your calendar. Sounds like a plan to me.
And I'm going to actually show. But I don't want today's not any sort of sales pitch. We're sorting, not selling. We're looking for people to get what we're doing and not selling anything. I have an opinion about what AI needs to be for the real estate profession, and we express that opinion through our products and our services. So what we have today as an offer for a special offer for Nick, it's $300 for the year is a special I'm running right now that you get access to our classes, our training, and all of our tools. It includes an AI agent that you can use anytime. So I'm not talking about something that costs thousands of dollars a month or some high-end thing. And what I ask for, if anybody joins today, what I'm asking for is that you use it, you take advantage of the classes, and you talk about it, you give us feedback, and you go kill it. That's what I'm asking for in exchange, okay? So that's just so we're clear what we're talking about, the $300 for the year sort of offer, okay?
Yep. Yeah, man. I love it. Let's dive into it, Eric. Let's show off what this AI agent can do.
All right. Let's jump into AI agents first. By the way, does anybody in the chat, I would love to know what your favorite AI tools are. If you can put that in the chat so I can start to get a feel for what you guys are using now. And if anybody has AI agents now that you're using, please put that in the chat so I can kind of see. Also, Danielle is here in the group with us, and she's from Hooey. She's going to be offering questions and answering questions in the chat. So please put them there. I can't see them, Nick, buddy, so make sure you interrupt me and have good questions, okay?
I got you.
All right. Let's get right into, let me show an AI agent. You know what I'm going to show actually, Nick? I made that presentation for you in your group. I'm going to show that first.
Let's go.
Okay. All right. Can you see this?
Yep.
All right. So I create something that I think is called the foundational 5, like the AI agents that every agent needs or should consider having in their business. One on their website, one on their open houses, one for listings, one inside your social media DMs, and then one for transactions is another great use case. So what does that mean? An AI agent that's on your website, you can either see them that they pop up on the side or they're connected to particular pages. In the open houses, like I described earlier, listings, our members are using these on listings. So instead of sending them from the flyer to a single property website, they're sending them to their AI agent, and their AI agent is actually able to answer the questions, serve up the virtual tour, like I said, book the showings and puts them on your calendar, and everybody gets notifications about you doing anything, right? On the social media in your DMs, and if somebody's saying, well, my DMs are kind of dry, I don't have a lot of DMs, I'm like, well, then you're doing social media wrong, and we need to talk about that first. So the thing with social media right now, you guys, is there's a 6,000 to 8,000% increase in the number of posts happening on Reddit and Facebook and Instagram. So we're talking about a hyper noisy world compared to what we've been used to day after day after day. That pressure is increasing. So the fighting for views and for traffic and likes and whatnot on social media is going to get very, very difficult. We're even seeing statistics like the McKinsey Institute says that 90% of all online content by the end of this year is going to be AI generated. Okay. So I'm talking about every forum, every blog post, every social media post. And I'm not talking about just the posting. We're talking about also in the comments, AI bots talking to bots, talking to bots, talking to bots sort of thing. Okay. So this sort of explosion of this technology is great for the ones that use it right. And of course, it's going to be great for the ones that just want to spam the crap at everybody. So at Hooey, we believe in value over volume, first of all. So we don't have social media tools that you can just blast out 38 posts per day, because that's not the name of the game. That's a good little short-term play probably, but not for long-term. And we can talk more, dive into that. So we can talk about how you use social media and how you use Satori and our tools to create compelling social media campaigns. Nick, which AI agent do you want me to start with, buddy? Which do you think?
Man, let's get started with the website. Because I feel like, a lot of people here probably have a website, and I feel like that's an AI agent where if you literally have something on your site that can go on your site, your landing pages, answer questions, I think that's always a great place to start.
All right, we'll start with here, and let's just open the dashboard here. I'll kind of show you what this is. So you're seeing the dashboard, the inside, the members view of our AI agent platform. And what we tried to do, what we are doing is we created this marketplace, because the friction between an agent or a lender wanting an AI agent and getting one used and deployed and built and everything, it's pretty heavy. It's pretty thick. So what we're doing is that we're making this marketplace. We have a staff member that all they do is build and train these AI agents. And so we put them in a marketplace. So somebody comes in here and says, yes, I want one for an open house. I need one for my social media. I need one for a transaction, whatever it is that you choose that you want. Where is the website agent? Right here. You'd say, oh, I want one for my real estate website. Great. You click clone, and now boom, it shows up in your agent in your dashboard as a real estate website agent. And so you already have a pre-trained, ready to go agent ready to deploy, with the exception of you need to put in your business name, your contact information. But other than that, it's all there. So what does this look like? First and foremost, these AI agents, if you look at them, like in this form, it can look like this sort of like little chat interface. If this is the way that they are being deployed, whether it's on your website or you just send it a link to a URL and this is what your customer gets, you can control the look, the color, the feel, the logo. You can put your photo on there, your contact information, the font size, you name it. So I just want to say, first of all, these are really personalizable. Make sure that it looks and sounds and represents you and your brand the way you want to be represented. Okay, so don't get too caught off the way it looks today, because you can control the way it looks completely. Nick, good so far, bud?
Yeah, get so far, get so far.
And I'm going to keep stopping like this because I don't want to just rant, and I want you to ask me questions and make sure I'm not missing anything in the chat. Okay.
For sure.
All right. So settings. I'm going to go over to settings. So what you're seeing here is that these AI agents, you have the ability to choose from all the different latest models. So some of you are a little more advanced and you understand, like maybe you like the way Claude speaks, or maybe you like the way GPT-4.1 writes, responses or whatnot. You can choose that, or you just go to the setting that we choose by default. No problem. The nice thing too is that you see an alternative model here. You guys know that sometimes OpenAI goes down, or sometimes Claude goes down, or Gemini goes down. But we don't want your agent to goes down if the AI model that's powering it goes down. So we have a little backup now. So you can pick a backup model. So if you have one and then their service goes down for some reason, there's a backup. So your AI agent is still working 24/7, which is a new feature, Nick, by the way, which is pretty cool. I just want to showcase that out. Okay.
Yeah.
The system prompt, we have created the prompt that makes these work really, really well. So what you're seeing here in a system prompt, when you have an AI agent or when you have an employee, you give them a set of instructions. Like, hey, Nick, I'm hiring you. You're going to act as my AI agent on my website. Here are the things I want you to say. Here are the things I don't want you to say. Here's my tone of voice. So it's a set of instructions is all this is, just to be really, really clear, make this really simple. So we've written a set of instructions so it behaves the best and has the most predictable outcomes. I don't know about you guys, but with AI, it's a little bit wieldy sometimes and you get weird results. You can get weird results. I don't know if you hear about the things like hallucinations and whatnot. So we want to limit those to as much as few times possible where your AI agent's doing his own thing. And these are very, well behaved. I don't know. Is that the right word? We'll say well behaved. Okay. So we've written all these instructions and all you'd go in here and you just simply swap out your contact information. Like I said, we have these conversation starters, which at the beginning of this, Nick, and when I did class with you last time, you're like, don't overthink it. Just use the conversations that Eric and team have written. But you can change out these conversation starters. So for instance, if there's something specific about this house with its school district, or it's near the lake, or there's some sort of lifestyle thing with hiking and whatnot, and you want to give trail maps and whatnot, you can do that. Instead of just being about the house, you can make these AI agents also be about the neighborhood, the schools, and whatnot as well. All right. So very, very flexible. And one of the nice things that you see this like show data sources. So if you do give your AI agent documentation, which I'll show you in the knowledge base here, let's say that you want to give it the HOA document information about the house, or you want to give it your vendor list so they can find out who all your painters are, your inspectors, or whatever it is that's part of your value proposition of you. You can upload that, give it to the agent, and if you click that box, show source, anytime in the conversation it pulls information from one of the sources, it will show. So your customer has some trust. Like, where is this information coming from? Right? It needs to be transparent, needs to be easy understood. And so we're able to have that, build that trust value here inside the agent as well. Good, Nick?
Yep.
Okay. And how do you
Can we make sure we go to how simple it is to copy and paste the website as the knowledge base too? Because I think to me, it's one of the key parts for me of just how freaking simple this is. Because like a lot of times in knowledge base, you have to go gather, collect all this information, try to put things in there. And then if things update, you got to update it. But with this knowledge base and the website scraper, you can literally, if you have all your listings and everything that is on your website, all you have to do is copy and paste your website URL into here. And then I think the auto scrape daily option.
Yeah.
So that way, literally, as your website updates, your listings and things on there update, your AI agent updates daily with it. So that way you don't have to go back and retrain it. It's literally, you have a website, all your listings and everything on it, and now you have an AI agent that is automatically trained on all your listings, the information on them, and it scrapes through the website. So that way it's literally like a real-time assistant of what you're able to do. So to me, that right there has made such a big difference as to big reason why Hooey is on talking about these agents right now, as opposed to a lot of other companies and places that I looked at. Just how freaking simple it is to copy and paste your website URL, scrape daily, and all of a sudden every single day it automatically updates all your listings, all your information, and you have a 24/7 sales agent that knows everything about your business like the back of its hand.
Yeah, The simple, let's just make life simple, man. Life's complicated enough. You know, I'm a dad, a business owner, right? Let's make things simple. So
Right.
for sure, what you really hit on here is that there would be some websites that maybe they're static websites. It's just, it's your about me page and whatnot. But if you have a page where it's your website / like my listings, and those update daily or those update often, then if that's one of these website URL, and you could have 20 websites if you want. You can train these agents with many different websites. If that's one of them that you want, then you click the auto scrape daily, and that way it would go to that website, look for the updates, bring back any updates, and then put it in the knowledge base, and that would be what it would have for the day. So it's a really nice feature for sure. So you can enter websites, files, like I said, your HOA documents, or maybe it's your business. Like, this is how I do business. This is the about me. Great, give it that. Right? Or this is how I feel about how you buy property in Toronto, Canada. Great, give it that, right? But you can give it that sort of documentation, and it will be able to answer based on that knowledge base.
Yeah.
What happens to the leads? Well, you can collect all the leads inside of here, or these leads are all connected. You see, you can get an email notification, or all of you probably have CRMs. All of the CRMs, whether it's Go High Level or whether it's Follow Up Boss or Sync or Lofty or any of them, they all have these webhook URLs. So you give it the webhook right here, and now the AI agent, whenever it collects a lead, will send it over to your CRM, and it'll auto-populate in your CRM for you. Okay, which is a really nice feature. So it doesn't have to just live here if you don't want it to, but it will collect leads. You decide how you want it to collect leads. Like you can see here, we have it set up predetermined and pre-built, where it'll ask for a name, phone number, and some notes. The notes are, what is it talking about? It will say, hey, this client asked about this particular neighborhood, or about this zip code, or about this particular price range, and it'll put that all in the notes and then send that over to the CRM for you. Okay. Scheduling. So if you want it to help schedule things, let's say I understand. This is brand new, so I gotta accept this for the first time. So you can either accept by connecting to your Google Calendar, or you can have it connect to your Calendly link, and it will set up appointments for you, set up showings for you if you wanted to, and you can get notifications, also send those to your CRM in the same exact way. Transparency is huge, Nick. You guys know how I feel about that. So any conversation that this AI agent's having, no matter if your client interacted with this agent and it's in your DMs of your Instagram page, or if this was from an open house, every conversation, this is a unified inbox. So you'll see every conversation that the AI agent had right here on this page. If you ever wanted to make sure that if the customer said, I want to talk to a human being, or whatever it is, they can do that. The AI agent will stop talking, and it will notify you, and then you could take over and give that customer a call or a text, or even inside of the conversation, you can actually start responding right here in the conversation, and it will show that Eric is answering instead of the AI agent. So there's no fluffery going on here. Everyone knows who's who and what's what, which I think is big important. There's some companies that are saying, hey, just let the AI agent represent you. You don't have to tell your customer that's AI. I don't believe in that. We think that people should know if they're talking to people or if they're talking to an AI, and the system is set up that way. Make sense, Nick?
Yeah. And I believe there's also I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself here. I probably am a little bit, Eric. But I believe there's a coming soon feature that made me freaking geek out the last time you talked about it. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, because I'm excited about it too. So
yeah, all right, let's dangle that little carrot of what you're working on with this too.
Yeah, so it's important, right? As we we all see the AI agents that you can call and talk to and act as phone service and whatnot. I've been waiting because one, a lot of them don't sound great, and that latency is a little slow and whatnot. But being able to call into the AI agent. So call from the sign writer, or call from the open house, or call if you're a flyer, or your postcard or whatever, and talk to the AI agent is coming really soon. So incoming calls, so they can act as customer service. Like I said, help, like if you're doing a first-time homebuyer seminar and you want to answer questions about it and tell them where it is and give them the directions and all those sorts of things, your AI agent can handle those things for you as well. And
again, what I love about that is it will follow that website knowledge base. Like, it's just copy and paste on the website. As long as your website has your listings and everything on there, we'll have that information and be ready to go. So, like, again, I've searched a lot of different places for those things, and none of them are that simple. None of them are that simple. It's just copy paste your website link, pulls all the information, and you're good to go.
And even if this is too much, you just don't want to do it and say, hey, just get it done for me. We have like I said, a full-time employee. This is all that they do. You can click to book. It costs $150 for an hour of his time. And then he'll either set it up for you, walk you through it, do personalized, and he'll spend the hour with you. Maybe you got some questions like, can it, or how do I do this? Click this button, book a time with Josh, and you'll also get that done really easily too. So support is big with Hooey. We've got an online community. We do a live Q&A every week. We have office hours where somebody just sits on a call and live Zoom, and you can come in and out anytime you want and answer questions. And then we also do classes by our top trainers every 2 weeks or every month, depending on the topic that we're working on, in addition to Nick's support too. So lots of support with this product.
And I know we could go a lot of ways from here too. So we got the website one, and look, the offer that you guys have here, it comes with one free agent. Like, it is literally like a bonus just because you guys got us there. Eric, can we also go through the transaction one too? Because I think that's one that agents that I talk to. So there's something that a couple of our agents have been doing with Hooey, and it's increased. All right, family, it's increased their signage rates on their contracts by 60%. So what that means is 60% of more people are signing their contracts without picking up the phone, having conversations, going back and forth on emails. Because, a lot of people, they have questions on contracts. What does this mean? What does that mean? With what Hooey does, just kind of going through one, how it's a private, it's private. It's not open to the public. If you guys didn't know this, do not upload your contracts to ChatGPT. It is a public server. That's a big no-no. Already enough lawsuits in the real estate industry, right? But Hooey doesn't play by those rules since Hooey is private. So you can upload all of your contracts information into this AI agent. And now you can literally say, hey, explain this contract at a third grade level, get the key data points, and draft an email to send over to my clients. And it will read the contract, explain it at a third grade level, draft you an email, send it over to your client, and your client reads it at a third grade level and is like, oh, that all makes sense. I'll sign this. And now instead of having those phone conversations, emails back and forth explaining shit, you can literally use this as your, even better than a transaction coordinator because it breaks it down better than that. So I thought that was an amazing feature that I wanted to cover here as well.
I've led this conversation with the foundational 5, but these can be almost anything. We want to prepackage it up so you could have a really good understanding of what's possible. What I'm showing you here is just a real world example of a transaction assistant. The interesting thing that we're finding about how customers are interacting with AI, they love anonymity. They have a lot of questions that they don't always want to ask another person because it's slightly embarrassing, or they think they should know the answer already. I remember, you guys, when I bought my very first house, I was fresh out of the Marines and I got this VA loan. I didn't have any money, so I was getting a no down loan, and I knew I needed an agent, but I didn't think I could afford them, but I knew I needed them. I got all the way to the closing table before I realized that the seller paid the commission. I didn't even know how much it was because I was too embarrassed to ask the question. People do that a lot, but they ask the AI agents almost anything. And so they're feeling a little bit more empowered because they can ask what they think is the dumb question to the agent 24/7, and they get a really good breakdown response, right? So what I'm showing you here is that, yes, some of our members are choosing to use an AI agent as a transaction coordinator. So they'll give it all of the loan documents, or they'll give it the purchase and sale agreement, or whatever the information is about the neighborhood that they're interested in, and they give them the access on their phone, and then they can get access to it anytime that they want to. So it's a really great use case because it's a high value add for the customer. They perceive that as a really cool thing. You can put your customer's name on it like this, your logo on it, so they feel it's personalized, and it's a pretty cool little service. So
Eric,
and I think it's a good Oh, was that someone with a question?
Oh, it was me. I was gonna share another use case that I'm seeing from our members as well too. So in addition, selling the property and providing listing information when you're at the house via QR codes, whether it be on the sign itself or QR codes situated around the house. So Eric, to your point, sometimes people will ask the AI agent questions that they wouldn't want to pull a human aside for. But what's fantastic about these is that you also now have the ability to engage deeper rather than just answer that one question. Now your AI agent is also trained on how to sell the best features of the house as well too. And what our agents are doing is not only do you upload your MLS input forms, and that's a super easy way to train your agent on the technicalities of the house and the features, but then also upload your script for the the video you just filmed highlighting all the benefits of every feature. And now you've got like that whole, the sales, the special elements interwoven, and you're trained your agent simply by the document you've already created for another element in your process. It's dialed.
Yeah, that's a good call here. I'm just clicking some buttons so you can kind of see how it works. These little conversation starters, like I talked about, is nice. So you're actually lowering the calories of the client is like, I don't know what to ask or how to ask it, right? So you just click these little buttons, you can set those up. And you can see here, like I talked about, the citing the sources. So this one was trained on the Wikipedia of the Calgary School District. So they can go and verify these information, especially if the school district information is important to your customers. So, clicking through and checking the sources is a really nice feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a good transition here, because talking about the contracts and the agents, because the agents is only one part of this package. There's also the Hooey platform.
Yeah.
I think this is also where agents are using it to coordinate with their transactions, to create emails, to create different things. So the Hooey platform itself. So yeah, Eric, if you want to kind of go through the transition from the agents to the platform.
Yeah, this is what I'm showing you guys now is the whole Hooey web app, which is our power center for real estate professionals. And this is where, everyone's using ChatGPT. It's an amazing product. But it's not built for real estate agents, and you can harness it in the way, and you can become a prompt engineer if you want to, and you can learn. It's great, obviously, but not everybody wants to do that. Some people just want to be an agent and use a purpose-built platform. So we do have a dashboard, and for the sake of time, Nick, I'm going to go just kind of skip to a couple of the highlights. Okay. If anybody here is feeling like, hey, I would love to learn more, no problem. You can put it in the chat and Danielle will answer, and can set up a demo or whatever here. But what I want to show you guys, when we want to build from the ground up, was AI first. This isn't a platform where it was a platform and people are sprinkling in AI and calling it AI product. This is built from the ground up with AI, and we're growing it as time goes on. And when I say growing it, meaning we're trying to remove buttons, not add buttons. Like as we add functionality and features, we want to make it easier to use, not more complicated. And that's our design ethos. And so you can see here just in the dashboard, when you kind of sign in, I had an assistant for 17, 18 years. And she was great because she started off the day with like, hey, here's everything we're working on. Here's what's happening in the marketplace. Here's some things that we should be working on in our business to grow our business and make it better, or lead generate this morning. Here's all our documents that we have, that are current files, right? So it's a dashboard set up like for a real estate professional, just at a glance. But because it's all AI powered from the ground up, like, let's say if you're interested in what this article is about here, you don't have to go and like actually read the article. You can just have your AI assistant here, like read it for you, give you a summary, and tell you what's going on real quickly so you can stay in platform. Okay. So just trying to show you here now with the Spark Pad, you see on the Spark Pad here, the Spark Pad, you guys, is an AI assistant that is for you. It learns you, it grows with you, it has memories, you can train it to talk and think like you want. It's also connected to ChatGPT 4o, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek. So if you're using these other AI models and you want them in one consolidated place without having to pay all the different subscriptions, you can. So your one subscription covers all of these, just so you know. You don't have to have subscriptions to these other models for you to have access to them through Hooey. That $300 for the year with this deal includes everything, all included, just to be clear. Okay, so there's nothing you have to go buy on the side. I hope that's really clear for everybody.
Yeah, and I think a big part of this too is, again, guys, it's private. You can upload your client's information, you can upload your transactions, you can have conversations about it. So it's like you cannot, like, you just can't do that on ChatGPT. You can't do that on any of the public servers. But here you can. Yeah, and it's built for it.
Safety and security is the premier. What we're actually going through type 2 SOC 2 compliance and auditing and security protocols, because we really want people to understand that when you put your personal information in here, or your business hopes, wishes, and dreams, that doesn't go to train a model. It stays and it's locked down into your own world. And same thing with your client's information. We don't want your client's information going out on the internet, and we're a fiduciary, and people kind of forget that when they start working with AI models and they start typing in information about their customers. We're a fiduciary, and so we need to treat that accordingly, take that seriously, and so we do that at Hooey. What I'm showing you here is we've kind of made this a really approachable platform. So I'm just gonna start talking to Hooey here, because I talk to Hooey more than I type. Hey, Uzi, this is a great article. Would you go to my database real quick, please, and look to see if there's anybody in my database that you think this would be helpful information for? And then if you do, find out, give me their contact information and give me a little script of why you think they'd find this information helpful. So I talk to Hooey just like an assistant. You can give it multiple tasks at the same time. This is a new account. I'm sorry, you guys. This is a new account for me. But you see these contacts in here, all of your contacts would be stored in Hooey. Now, where does that come from? We have an integration with KV Core. So if you're a KV Core customer, there's an integration there. But mostly what people do is they just upload the database to Hooey, or they do something like this. Hey, Hooey, I met somebody at an open house today. Their name is Nick Krem. The phone number is 503-265-8642. Their email is nick@krem.com. He's interested in buying a big mansion on a lake in Florida, and he's got a ton of money and a really great haircut. So I put it also in my calendar to contact him next Thursday. Okay. So what point is that you can talk to Hooey, and Hooey will like ingest information. Like it'll record your contact information, put it in your CRM for you. Also do things like if you have, I don't know about you guys, but like notes or sign-in sheets here for your open houses, you could take a photo of it, give it to Hooey, and we'll transcribe it and upload it to the database for you at the same time. So that's all pretty cool. What I was showing you up here is that there's something called Spark Suggestions. Just so you know, we have a little feature throughout, so you can think of Hooey like a coach and assistant at the same time. So if there's something you just want to know what to do next, you just click the little button and Hooey will give you some suggestions of what it can help you do next in the context of whatever you're working on. You can click it, click go, and you go on to the next task. All right. I'm going to keep going through here, Nick, show a couple more features.
Yeah.
Let's go. Can I go to Satori, buddy? What do you think about this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to open up a brand new board. I'm going to show you what the future is in terms of how you can interact with an AI in a more visual way. Secondarily, not just visually, but in a more personalized way. Third is with less prompting, just more drag and drop, copy and paste. Okay, because not everyone is a great prompt engineer. Now, at its core, what is AI? A large language model. A large language model produces language. Okay. It's not grounded in truth, it's grounded in patterns. And in order for you to maximize the response, you have to give it good context, right? And that's done via a prompt. It's called prompt engineering. However, we found that a better way to do it is to give it examples or real wisdom of the way you want things done. You don't just want to say, act as a marketer, right? Act as a marketer and do this, right? Because A, so can your clients, by the way, and can do that. And B, so can your competitor. So what can you do that's differently? Well, if you do it this way, you can say, hey, what's the best books on marketing? Actually, let's just go with Alex Hormozi's book. Now, by just dragging and dropping it, now your AI here has read the $100 million leads by Alex Hormozi, and now whatever you're working on will be done with his tactics or strategies or teachings in this book. Okay, pause and just think about that for a second. Okay. Secondarily, what about if you're doing something for a person? Well, we're often doing it for a person. So now if I'm doing it for Eric, now whatever I'm working on here has read this book, has read whatever notes I have on Eric, and now we can do the marketing accordingly in this example. So you start to see here how you can build this out. All right. What about files, documents, your purchase and sale agreement? Like I said, HOA documents, no problem. They're all inside here. Let me grab an actual offer. Here's an offer, a real offer. Now you can see it's connected. You can see it's showed up here. And now this AI has the book. It has everything about Eric, and it has the offer that we're working on. You guys see this? We'll just drag and drop, copy and paste. You don't have to prompt engineer and do all this stuff. You simply just add the tools that we've given you. Okay. Now, this is an AI model, so it's connected to the internet. So let me summarize this offer for me. Okay. So you can see it's connected to the internet here, and we also have a logic and reasoning model, and we're also going to be adding other AI models to this as well. Currently, this is running on the Gemini suite of AIs here that we've then taken and fine-tuned and trained specifically for what we're working on. All right. So you can see here that we have a toolkit. Now, why would you want to have two chats on one board? Well, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I'm doing research on a thing and I'm doing the marketing over here, or I don't want to know how to prompt engineer. So I can say, hey, generate a prompt that will create a comprehensive deal summary. So instead of me having a long-winded prompt that I can then type in here, I'll just have another AI build it for me. I'll copy and paste it over here, and now this AI will do that work. So you can have multiple AIs on one canvas, just any way your brain thinks. You can't break this, right? Just any way your brain thinks, you can start doing things. So let me actually do this. Here we go. I'll copy and paste this here. And now I can copy and paste this over here. And now this will do the prompt for me in a real comprehensive way. And I did not have to go and build a prompt out. And now it'll build this deal summary in the exact way that I just asked it to. You guys see that a little bit? Is there any questions in the chat? Okay. All right.
I think we're getting a little close to the time here. I know we have to get go in 10 minutes. And I think it's just important for the agents. There's a lot of different individuals on this call right now, right? There might be some AI enthusiasts on this call. There's probably a lot of real estate agents who just want a simple transition to help you utilize this AI a lot better. For those of you guys who are on that second boat, what I would highly recommend is literally just have an AI agent for your website to start. Literally reads your website 24/7 and start using this for your transactions to help you get less people asking you a shit ton of questions about your transactions. You could have Hooey explain it in a third grade letter, draft your emails, and you can start there. And just right there, you have somebody that helps with transactions, cuts down the amount of conversations you can have, as well as help book people on your website, get more leads, and get more information. I think to me, it's a great, simple place to start. I think Eric's showing you a little bit more Satori could do here as well as we're going over this. But it's just understanding, where do you start to make your life simpler? To me, having someone that works for me 24/7 and someone that eliminates conversations that I don't have to have, that the AI can have for me. I think those are two real simple places to start.
Yeah. And photo editing is all you can do on here. Image generation you can do on here. So if you want to make your listings look like it was taken in the summertime when you're taking the listing in the wintertime, or you want to add virtual staging, all of that is all possible here. So you have a virtual stager, you have an image generator, you have an image editor, and it's all here and all included in the same price. All right. So that is, I'm going to pause. Are there any other questions, buddy?
Man, I don't think so.
Nick, thank you very much. Eric, thank you. Thanks for coming in, spending some time with us. Great stuff.
No,